So today I have some news and some current events, a couple items. Got a lot of cards sold on eBay, about 3 on Hip. Special topic today is FotoFun postcards. What are they? You're going to lose your head over these cards. And then I have a postcard definition or term. Who would thought? Postcard. I'm going to talk about the word postcard. And then I got about 3 viewer comments to go through. So let's go ahead and get started. Now with the current events, remember these videos are recorded at a certain time. So if you watch them on the playback later on, a year from now or 6 months from now, it might not be relevant, but some of the information could be. So I wanted to talk about one thing that happened to me this week. In the last 2 weeks, I have upgraded all my equipment in the office that I could. I haven't done it in the house we moved into about 7 years ago. I did the router, the internet, the whole works. But over time, my local provider was able to bring it up to gig service. So I wanted to take full advantage of the internet speed that's offered to me. And they had a deal that only cost me $10 more a month. So I figured, okay, I'm only spending, $100 a year more to triple my speed here now. I'm going to invest in some equipment. So I just wanted to talk about some of the things that people need to understand. If you're a reseller and you don't have a background in technology, you don't want to get caught up in all the technical stuff. I mean, it can be really a pain. Now, my background is technical, so I have a little bit of advantage there. But there is some newer stuff that I need to learn. So what did I upgrade? And then I'll talk about the outage I had at the same time. It's like a perfect storm. So I went from lower speed internet service to gig service. So my modem was DOCSIS 3.0. That's only going to do to a certain point. You need a DOCSIS 3.1 to get you up to the highest gig service you can get. So I had to get a new modem, and as you see in this picture here, on the right side is the new modem, and that came online. The cable in the back is directly wired to the cable company. And then in the middle there, I put an unmanaged switch called a TP-Link, and that's just an 8-port unmanaged switch. And then I decided to go with a mesh network, a Google Mesh for the house. We had one router for years, way up on the 3rd level in my wife's office, and then I had an extender here or there. Then I moved it down here to the office for the YouTube stuff and wired in, but I still was not getting the greatest speed throughout the house, even with the extenders. But the mesh has absolutely changed the way we do things in the house. Now, we do have a bigger house, and it's laid out a little different, so I had to put 5 different points around the house to make sure I didn't have any dead spots. But that's my little shelf right there. All my equipment's right there. Everything in my office is wired. If you're doing YouTube or anything with a lot of speed, you want to make sure you're wired, not through Wi-Fi. So everything down here is wired directly right at the POP point of presence where it comes in the house, and I'm getting some really good speeds. Now the problem I did this in pieces, just from my technical background. You don't want to go in and just upgrade everything because you really never know where the problem is. So I did the modem, got the service up, then I did the switch, and then the mesh network. So I did it in pieces, and I got a monitor that I monitor my network on, and I was watching things. I wasn't getting the speed I wanted, and all of a sudden my modem goes offline. The other day at 3 o'clock, the modem goes offline. Oh God, what did I do? So I'm walking through and couldn't figure it out. Called the provider. They don't have an issue. Guess what? They had an issue right about the same time that Facebook issue. So the reason I'm telling you this is if you base your online business on your equipment and internet, you got to have a backup. What was my backup? My internet was down more than 24 hours. No sync, no internet. But what I had my iPhone. You go into the Wi-Fi settings and you turn on your hotspot, a personal hotspot, put a password in there and turn it on, and then connect your computer to your phone. So I was able to print out something like 30 postcard labels to mail out that day and do all my stuff online. I couldn't do some of the YouTube stuff because it takes too much data and it would just take forever. but I was able to just plug my phone in and do my normal, regular business, the basics that I needed to do. So you always want to try to test that, and that's the key to this whole thing. Not about my equipment. Have a backup. I always tested this before, but I never really had to use it. I don't have that many issues, and I don't expect to have that many more. But the iPhone saved me to get those labels printed and get those cards out the other day, and it worked just fine. So, but that's a little bit about my setup here. Everything's wired. It's working great. The monitor's working. I don't see anything going on with it, so I think I'm good to go. That's done for another 3 years maybe. Next issue out there we're dealing with is with HipPostcards and eBay synchronization, the integration between Hip and eBay. Normally when you put a postcard on Hip or on eBay and you have a Hip store as well, and you set up the integration between the two, when you put it on eBay, the card automatically gets posted on Hip. By the time you put it on eBay and go over to Hip, it's going to be there, and it's going to copy over the price, the photos, and everything. And then if it sells on eBay, it tells Hip to take it down or change the quantity. If it sells on Hip, it tells eBay to change the quantity. Well, guess what? That's broke right now. So if you go on HipPostcard site and you got a store, you're going to see that. And it says to update the token. It doesn't work. So I've had cards sell on Hip, but it's not telling eBay that they're gone. So I've got to go through and see what I'm going to do, because if it sells on eBay, it's not telling Hip that it's sold either. So I got to go through all my sales every day and actually manually bring that down right now. And what I might do, if they're, we got a lot of cards go through the day, so that's like 25 cards I got to go through and make sure they're taken down on both sides. Otherwise, I'm going to have some problems where I sell a card and it's not there anymore. Now, Hip is a lower volume, so going from Hip to eBay is not that big of a problem, but from eBay to Hip, it does take a little bit of time. If it does take too much time, and there could be problems, I'll just turn Hip down until they get that synchronization working. So that's still going on. It's been going on for a couple weeks now, and you'll see that. But that's all the news I got. Just look out for the updates coming from eBay on the postcards, and that should be soon. Let's go ahead and get into the cards that I sold. I sold about 23 cards on eBay, 3 on Hip. And remember, going through the what sold isn't about how much money I made, how many cards I made. It's the variety, what to look for when you walk in there and you're looking through a box of cards. Is it worth buying? Will they sell? Have you seen these cards before? Etc. That's what all these what solds are about. So the first card that sold was just a Fire Hole Cascades somewhere, Yellowstone National Park. It's a vertical card. It's a white border card, just some water, unposted, $4 to $5. Next card is another white border card. It's the Fruit Market in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and it's got horse-drawn carriages and automobiles in there. So nice card. It's a white border card, $4 to $5. The next one is some kind of Sunday jamboree, some church, Revno Valley barn. Oh, it's a barn dance in Revno Valley. So they're barn dancing. I didn't know they do that anymore, but I guess down south they do a lot of different things. So $4 to $5 for a Chrome card, unposted. Next one is 3 modes of transport at Knoxbury Farm. There's the horse, carriage, and train, all in one picture, and it says 3 modes of transportation. Chrome card, unposted. Not a bad card. These Knoxbury Farm cards are always on good stock. They're nice and solid. They stand up to the test of time. The next one is from the Naval Boat Hall that I got. This is the USS Paul Revere. It's a landing personal transport. Just a Chrome card. It's a Navy photo postcard. And there, I probably have about 200 of these cards, and I just put there for $4 to $5 for that boat. Next one is Stone's Motel. So this is a motel, and if you look on the left side here, there's a sign right there, a little sign, but Stone's Motel, and that is in Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia. It's just a motel, $4 to $5 Chrome card. We'll do a couple more here, then I'll get into the special topic of the FotoFun cards and what are they. So this next one is another one from the boat hall. It's the Orscani, USS Orscani. It's a aircraft carrier, as you can see on there. It's a black and white photo, glossy. It's a chrome, unposted. I probably have 200-300 of these cards as well. So somebody was on that boat, and that's the name of it right there. And they're easy to list. And this one was commissioned in 1950, and it was redesignated. So I had to pick, which one to put into the title. But these boat cards, they sprinkle into my sales. The next one I got here, and the last one before I do the special topic, is what they call first aid covers or ship cover, naval covers. On each ship there is a post office, and people actually collect the different stamps from the thing. So this one has the big shark. It's a submarine shark 591, SSN 591. So it has a big, nice shark on there. It's got it stamped, so people actually will ask the boat to mail them a cover with the stamp on them, and they collect those. There's a big organization. That's where, and this is where I got those naval postcards from. Is from a group that actually collected. It was all about collecting these covers more than anything else in the postcards. So this sold for $4.45. Sells for about the same price as a postcard, but it doesn't go eBay standard envelope because it's in a different category called event covers. So that's not part of the eBay standard envelope. So I will mail this with a stamp and in a little rigid envelope, bigger one. It won't fit in these envelopes that I use. The best envelope right here. It won't fit in there. So what I usually use is one of the brown eBay ones. Excuse me, why? I usually put it in one of these. It fits nice in there. It doesn't get bent. I put it in a first aid cover sleeve and just mail it out with a stamp. Then I have to put an extra ounce stamp on there because it's like 2 ounces by the time I put that in there. So I'm starting to get these up. I probably got a couple 300 of these up now. It does take a little bit more time because I have to put them on a backing when I put them through the scanner because they're white, and my scanner doesn't do a border like the Epson, so I have to put it on there and then I have to turn it over and do both sides. So it does take a little bit of time, but once I get them done, to list them is pretty straightforward because everything you need is right there on there. So let's go through the special topic, FotoFun postcards. What the heck am I talking about? Now, I didn't find a lot of information about these, but then they were published from 1934 to 1935, and this is what it is. These little booklets of postcards. Inside here, you see these different postcards, and they're really made out of heavy cardstock, and they're just all the way through the book. You'll find them singly, and I have some of those. But what are they? So basically, FotoFun did a series from Treasure Chest Publications in New York, and it was copyright 1935 from W.J. Glassmacher. And what it says right inside here is just cut the heads from pictures you have taken of the family and relatives, friends, or cutouts from magazines. Paste them on these postcards and mail. Your friends will laugh their heads off. A slight change in position, a tilt in the angle, or a cutout head will produce startling changes in expression. Now, if you look at that postcard, there's no heads. In that one, this one guy's on a bike. There's no heads. This guy's in a car. There's no head. So all the way through this book, these are headless. These are pictures, and they're headless of them. So this, I'll go through the prices here in a minute, but this is one of the books. Now this would probably, I'm not for sure if this would make it through eBay standard envelope. It's pretty stiff. But I got some separate cards here, and these are actually done. Someone actually did these. But here's the one with the bicycle. They cut out the guy's head from a photo, and this is actually glued on there. You can feel it. So that's what it looks like when it's done. They just stuck Grandpa's head on there, and it's unposted. But that's one of the FotoFun postcards. The next example is a baby, a naked baby laying on a bearskin with grandma's face on it. And they cut it out of a photo and they taped it or glued it onto this postcard, and they would mail that off. But these are unposted. So that's what the fun photos are. So you got some picked family photos, you just take and cut out your brother's head and you stick it on the postcard. Now, I didn't get a lot of information looking for these. These are novelty postcards. It's from 34 and 35, around the time, of the white borders and stuff like that. So these are white border type cards. But I think they were a hit because I see a lot of them out there. So let's go through the prices on these FotoFun postcards. So I did two things here. The first one is I grabbed 4 solds off of eBay, and then I did 5 listed. So let's go through what's actually sold for these FotoFun postcards. So as you see, $8, $5, $19.01 with offers taken. So the actual booklet that I got right here, there's 2 of them sold around $19, or if there was an offer, probably $15 to $19 for this little booklet that has all the postcards in it. And you can actually pick these up pretty cheap. I think I paid $1 for this, maybe 50 cents on there. And this is in my personal collection. It's not for sale. And then you got 2 postcards like the one I show you there. They only sold for $5. And then another type of version of it is $8. So I would put the price range anywhere from $8 to $15 for one of these books. So if you get a lot of postcards, you can kind of see where to put these. I would even go a little bit higher, maybe put best offer on them. They are unique, but there is a lot of them out there. Now let's take a look at what's listed but not sold. Now there's a difference when you're comping and looking for prices. You always want to look at sold, but then you want to take a look and see what people are listing these things at too, and why they're not getting them, and you got to find that in between. But always price to what you need. Now if you paid $10 for this book, you're not going to get $30 for it. You might, but most of the time you won't. So you got to buy right. You make your money when you buy it, not when you sell it. And you got to watch your shipping too, because this is going to cost a little bit more probably to ship. But the listed here, the single postcard is listed for $5.99 plus 75 cents shipping. One of those other books is set for $19.93, free shipping. $14.99 for the same book here, plus $5 shipping, $11.24, and a single poster $9.99. So it's kind of like all over the board. So if you stay in between $8 and $15, and then the single cards around $5 to $8, you might do well. That's where I would price them. So when I go out looking for these, now I know what I got to buy them for. I'm not going to pay $10 for this. It's not going to sell. Statistically, it's not going to sell to get your money back for your margin. Now, if I bought 50 cents to $1, sure, that's an easy sell. They might sit for a while. A lot of people don't know about them, but that's FotoFun postcards. If you see them, buy them, keep them, sell them. Who knew? Just something different. So let's go ahead and finish up the what solds here, and then I'll get into the definition, and then a little at the end of the video, I got 3 viewer comments to go over, and there were some neat ones in there that I pulled out of the comments. But we do have a little bit of cards to go through here, so I'll go pretty quick with them. This is another motel. This is the Carolina Terrace Motel, Murray Avenue, Anderson, South Carolina. Nice sign. Sign sell. Chrome card unposted, $4 to $5. This card I just posted yesterday. World's most famous beach, Daytona Beach. Cars parked on the beach. Always do well. Daytona Beach. Posted. This was actually posted in 1970. And you can see all those 1970 cars out there on the beach. $4 to $5. This is one of the naval boat cards. This is the Persian Gulf Battle Force, Operation Desert Storm. Nice picture of all the boats. A lot of people that were in that war are still alive today, and they're retired or they're looking for memories when they were. Pretty neat card. $4 to $5. Next one is Lake Morton, Lakeland, Florida. A lot of retirees in Florida. They like to go to coffee in the morning, bring a postcard, or collect stuff that they're at retirement communities. $4 to $5. I bought a big lot of Florida cards. I bought a couple, about 5,000 Florida cards a year or so ago, and they just sell all year long. Another one, Swans at Lake Morton, Lakeland. This was one order from a person, I think about 2 or 3 cards. And this was actually posted, can't tell, but it's a posted card. Just a chrome card of some swans on the same lake. $4 to $5. Western cards, Cowboys. Always sell well. I think this one is going overseas, international. This is a bunch of cowboys around a campfire. Got their hats on. Chrome card at the campfire in New Mexico is where it is. People in international love the Cowboys of the United States. You know, just like we like the Brazilian cowboys down there in Brazil and Australian ancestry, history. A lot of people like our westerns. So anything with that type of stuff. This next one is Jackson College Junior College. College universities. Always pick up college and universities, even buildings. This is an older card, probably 70s, 60s, with the cars on there. Some series card. It's got the little thing right up here. $4 to $5. Very easy pick. John F. Kennedy does okay. A lot of people nowadays, they just know him from he's on a dime, got shot or whatever. But this is his birthplace. Now this one does have some damage on the back. Still posted it. It was in the pictures, but it does have some water damage on the back on there. But it didn't affect the front of the card. So $4 to $5 for John F. Kennedy's home. Next one is, I sell a lot of sunsets, like in Golden Gate Bridge. This is a nice one, chrome card of the Golden Gate Bridge on a sunset. And this was 1970s posted. $4 to $5. Another one with a lot of retirement people or just older things. This is another street. I sell the heck out of these things. I look for these all the time. I don't know if a lot of people would post these. Just another street, Main Street, Scottsdale, Arizona. Unposted chrome card. Look at the cars in there. I'm not a car guy, but people could date that. Scottsdale, Arizona. Somebody's out there wanted this card. It's probably a lot of changes have happened since then. This is just a snapshot in time. $4 to $5. And let me do this last one. Always pick up Chinatown. This is Chinatown at night. Grant Avenue. Right there. Chinatown. They always move. $4 to $5. This is actually from 1973. But look at the Chinese building there. It just, Chinatown does well. Let me do one more here so I can keep this going. Alpine Resort from Observation Tower, Egg Harbor, Wisconsin. Bunch of water. Someone knows of Egg Harbor and wanted this postcard. $4 to $5 for a chrome card of Alpine Resort on Egg Harbor. Yeah, egg, E-G-G, like a chicken, egg. Egg Harbor. Yeah, I sold Egg Harbor. $4 to $5. Who knew? Okay, so now let's get into the term. And I'm going through all the terms I got, and probably we'll start reusing a few of them here and there. But I said, I've never talked about this, I don't think. I don't think I did. So what is the term today? Postcard. Who would have thought? So a postcard or post space card. And I'll put it right down here and we'll go through this. So postcard is spelled in different ways, and there is a debate about which way is right. Postcard, all one word, or post space card. So there's a spelling debate on that, and you can read about it. Me, I go with postcard, all one word. But if you put a Google search in or YouTube or whatever, and you do either way, Google Trends, I think, showed us when I did it one time, it was either way. It really didn't make that much of a matter. It's still going to know postcard. So a postcard is a piece of thick paper or thin cardboard, cardstock, typically rectangular, like this one, intended for writing and mailing without an envelope. Put a stamp on it. Don't need an envelope. Non-rectangular shapes may also be used, but they say they're rare. But die cuts in different shapes, I can go out and find them any day of the week. So the word rare in the online world, I never use that in a title. Never use rare, vintage, or any of that stuff. It's not going to do anything for you. I think eBay probably just throw those words out, but rare, they're not rare. There's billions of postcards out there. There are novelty exceptions such as wooden postcards, copper postcards sold in the copper country of the U.S., state of Michigan, and there's also coconut postcards from the tropical islands. So as we went through all these different options, they're just all different types of postcards that you'll see on this channel, and you'll see out there if you start looking. You'll start seeing them. In some places, one can send a postcard for a lower fee than a letter. So postcard mailing can be lower, is lower for what it requires on there, because there's no envelope in the size. But that's postcard. So is it postcard one word or post space card? What do you use? Put it in the comments and let me know. But I'm sticking with postcard one word. All right, let me finish up the cards that sold here on eBay. And I got 3 on Hip. And then I'll go through the viewer comments, and there's some neat ones in there. So the next card, like I said, I got a lot of cards that sold on eBay. And I got to take those off of Hip too. So I got to go through and do that today. So this card is a scene of Alpine Resort on Egg Harbor. This is from the same order from the guy. So that's right there is where it is. Unposted Chrome card, $4 to $5. Next one, always pick these up. Pet Stadium, University Hill, $1 Billion Civic Center, I think it's St. Petersburg. Nice shot. You see a lot of these out there. This is a linen card, unposted. I got $5 to $6 for that card. White border card, Live Oaks at Audubon Park, New Orleans. White border card of trees. Live Oaks, trees. You know, dogs would love it here. $4 to $5. Swimming pools, motels, Ember Motel, and this one is in Globe, Arizona. Swimming pool, sign, motel. Got 3 things going for it right there. Unposted Chrome card, $4 to $5. And here's one of the bigger boat cards from the naval lot. This is the U.S. Turner Joy, and this is a bigger card. This is a Continental, maybe a little bit bigger than Continental, so it's going to have to go in a 5x7 sleeve, but it will fit into those envelopes on there. But that's the USS Turner Joy. Very heavy stock, but it does have that curve, if you see that, and that's from being stored in those red boxes. But they should come out over time. This one's not bad, so I didn't, on there. It just got the curve from being stored. That's the Turner Joy. Sold $4 to $5. It'll still ship for the same price. Now the last one on eBay is Harvey's Wagon Wheel Entertainment and Dining. It's a luxury hotel in South Lake Tahoe. That's a neat looking card. They did some real good lighting there. It looks like they enhanced it a little bit or on there. $4 to $5. Now the cards that sold on Hip had an order for 3. Hip is only 5%, Etsy's 15%, eBay's basically 80%. That's about where it falls. They go up and down a little bit, but this one is Smithsonian Institution, Washington, D.C. Free postcards for servicemen. This is the Wright Brothers Army plane. That was a neat one. I think I got about $6 or $7 for this one. Unposted, white border card, sold on Hip. Next one, it's a house. From Natural Color Photograph. Visit of Mrs. K. Toll's House Tavern offers a prospect. It's a tavern. It's a house tavern. White border card. $4 to $5. A lot of people probably wouldn't post that card because it's just a house. But I did. And the next one I thought was a really cool. This is the last card that sold, and we'll get into the viewer comments. This is floundering on the golf course. I guess they go out with a stick and a lantern and they look for flounders. and they stick them, and then they have dinner. So that was a pretty neat card, but it's from a series type of card. I see a lot of those, but that's what floundering. $4 to $5 looking for a fish card. So if if you're just starting selling postcards online, I hope this gives you an idea of what sells at the. I deal with the lower end. I deal from divided back, white border, linen, and chrome cards. I'd still do the undivided back postal cards and RPCs, and but I put most of my energy and time in divided back and down, and sell most of the cards between $4 and $8. That's just my niche. That's what I like to do. There's just so abundant of cards there, but I will sell those. But if you're just getting in there, into selling postcards, you got to get some of these cards in there, because this is the bread and butter. This is what the cash flow does. This is what comes in every day. Is you got to have a variety of what people are looking for, and there's a lot of buyers out there, a lot of sellers too. So you got to have a variety in there. So now let's get into the viewer comments. And every week I try to bring viewer comments, and these comments come from the YouTube comments, emails, Facebook, Instagram, which I don't look at Instagram and Facebook that often. So if you put something there, apologize now if I didn't get to them. But I get them from all different places. So the first comment I got is, I'm at 500 cards listed in just over 10 days of listing. So that's pretty good. 500 cards, you're getting up there. You want to get your first 1,000 cards up there. Just get the cards up there. By doing that, you're going to learn how to list them. You're going to have the supplies. You're going to have your scanning down. You're going to have your photo. You're going to have a system. You're going to have a rhythm on your first 1,000 cards. Then you're going to start selling them, and you're going to start figuring out things. You're going to make some mistakes, but you're going to learn from them. But your first 1,000 cards, there's a learning curve. You have to go through them. You're going to see chrome. You're going to see white border. You're going to see a lot of that in the first 1,000 cards. So you're going to have a good base to start with. So work up to 1,000 cards. So I'm at 500 cards listed in just over 10 days of listing. Definitely a lot easier for me to list on a PC. That's from the last videos. I did talk about phone or PC. It's whatever makes you more comfortable. So I do PC. I'm just a PC guy. I'm not a phone guy. If I was a phone guy, I probably wouldn't be a PC guy, but I deal with PCs all my life, so I'm more accustomed to that. But it's whatever works for you, what system you start with. Before it comes down to your advice on templates. So what he's saying is the eBay templates. I have a video out there talking about templates. I go through, just like with the boats, I listed about 10 of the boats, and I figured out what I needed to put into eBay listing every time. The same thing, Navy, this, boat, naval, ship, whatever, and the word postcard and the price. Then I just save it as a template, and every time I list a boat, I just bring the template up and just change a few things. Now, some people will sit there and sort all their postcards by South Carolina, North Carolina, Illinois, Kentucky, and then they'll go in and do all the Kentucky, so they don't have to change Kentucky in the title and stuff like that. It's whatever works for you. There's different ways. I like to put a variety up. So this card might be Kentucky, this card might be Illinois, this one might be a bush, this one's a rock, this one's a boat. So I put a good variety up. That's how I think. But you can do whatever gets the cards going. Your first 1,000 cards, you're going to get into a rhythm. Plus, this person said I have a vast understanding of keyboard shortcuts, so he knows a lot of the shortcuts on the keyboards to save time as well. You don't want to spend a lot of time listing some of the average cards. So if you get a lot of chrome cards, and the average price is between $4 and $6, your average price is going to be $5. So even if you look one up and made it 10 cents more on this one, or you got 10 cents less on this one, why spend the time? Just do the average for those types of cards. And then when you do get a special card, put them in a special folder or place, and then sit down and research for a couple hours those cards. But get these other cards up there and get the average price. You paid for, make sure you pay cheap for them. You'll do fine. You got to turn to cash. But thanks for that comment about the 500 cards. Next viewer comment. I have a question. I hope I have an answer. Why do many people put logos or add some kind of watermark on the photos of the postcards they list? Oh boy, here we go. Is there a reason? Are they afraid that some people may use the photo so they won't bother to buy the postcard? So this is a battle and a debate been going on as long as I've been around eBay and selling stuff. Some people have some old pictures, one-of-a-kind pictures, and there's buyers out there that will take the picture and reprint and resell it for half the price. I don't care. If you want my picture, I'm not the internet police. I'm not eBay police. I'm not the postal police. I don't work for them, but there's some people out will protect their stuff greatly and put watermarks and logos. Now eBay doesn't like those. If you put a photo on eBay, they own the photo. That rights to that photo is what I heard. I've never had an issue because I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. If someone wants to take this picture and reproduce it for a chrome postcard for $4.45, I just stay neutral. I really don't know what to say about some of the people that will go to ends of the earth on some of those things. Now, if you've got a $500 photo up there, it's one of a kind, you put it up there, yeah, people are gonna go after that, type of thing. But watermarks on Etsy, if you put watermarks on Etsy, the way I read it, they're not going to promote that offsite to Google search and stuff like that. It's harder for them to do that with the watermarks. So I don't put any watermarks on anything. I don't waste the time to do that. Like I said, I'm not the internet police. I'm not the postal police. I'm not going to go and do all that stuff. I don't have the energy for it. But if you want to put logos and watermarks on there, please read the rules about what you do. It does take more time. It does take away from the nice looking image. Then you have to explain that it won't be in the photo and stuff like that. But the reason is people take photos and they will put them back up as digital, or they'll put them up there and sell them for half the price that you're selling them for. And then when you sells, they'll go over to Walgreens or send it to Walmart or whatever, and they'll print a postcard or a photo out, and they can just sell it over and over and over. So, but that's just part of it. It's been there forever. And people get into the debate about someone else is using my photos on their listing. I just skip over those. It's a picture. I don't go down that rabbit hole. So I'm not going to get involved with that. But that's the reason why, is to protect their stuff. Next viewer comment: do you cross post your postcards? Yes, I do, on one site only, eBay to Hip, when it works. How does shipping work for postcards on Etsy? The same it does on eBay. You got to set up your shipping policies. It is a little different, so there's a little learning curve about it, but make sure you go through. If anybody's got any questions, you can ask me and I'll send you a screen print of what I got or whatever. But it's pretty straightforward. Etsy does like free shipping, so they will promote your stuff a little bit more with free shipping. Is selling on Etsy worth it? In the beginning, no. Absolutely not. If you don't have a good cash flow coming in from eBay, I wouldn't even think about Etsy. You want to get a good cash flow coming in, then you want to build up the Etsy or the Hip or whatever. But you got to get paying your bills with your postcards before you start branching out to the other side. It's not going to do anything for you. It's just going to cause you more expenses because you got to build it up. If you put 100 postcards on Etsy, there's no store charge. You get charged 20 cents per listing for 4 months. And then after 4 months, it comes back, renews them all. So if you don't sell any, so say you put 100 cards up there, you're paying $20 right then. Right when you publish them, they're going to hit your account for $20. 4 months later, they're going to hit you another 20. 4 months later, they're going to hit you another 20. I have about 4,000 postcards up there, so that's about $800 a year of the 20-cent things. Now, Etsy, when I first started, wasn't paying for itself. It's easier to list. I can put more cards about half the time to list up there. They don't have all the item-specific stuff like that up there. But I only do like 10 a day, average, on there. And some days I do sell a lot on Etsy. And it does make me money now, but it's not like eBay. So you got to watch your fees. You don't want to go out and put 1,000 postcards up on Etsy. You're going to get hit with $200 charge. But there is no store fee. So I spend about $800 a year on store fees for the postcard store on eBay, but there's no individual fees. And then also when it sells, they take final value fees, and if it's off-site, it's a little bit more. So you got to understand the fee structure of each site. He says that I do have an account, I just haven't listed anything yet. Thank you for another great video. Well, thanks for the comment. But yeah, watch yourself. If you're just starting out with postcards, my recommendation is get 1,000 postcards put up on eBay. Get your listings up there. It's going to take you a couple months to get, if you're just starting out with a new store, a new account, you're not going to be able to list a lot of things at once. At first, they got to and prove that you're a good seller. So it's going to take 2, 3, 4 months to get up your listing threshold they give you in dollars to get up there. So while you're doing that, learn about the postcards, look for sourcing, and then put another 20 up, and then call eBay and get your listings up. Then you'll start selling them. But it does take a while to get going. So you want to start off and get 1,000 postcards, learn your supplies, learn your shipping, learn the postcards. Now, if you've been doing this for a while, this is old hat. You got it down. So if you're selling postcards and you want to branch out, the next one I would branch out after, say, I've been selling on postcards and doing fine, got it figured out on eBay, I would probably go to Hip and give that a shot. Let it sync across each other, learn that, set that up, and then maybe if you want to dabble in Etsy. But I've been on Etsy 3-4 years. It pays the bills. It's just no site to check, but you get some bigger orders. I could probably get a little bit more money on Etsy, but I don't. I just do the same across the board. Now, if you want to check out how we store our postcards and do our inventory, look at this video here. It's been out there for a while. It talks about everything we do with our boxes and shelves and the stickers and stuff like that. So check that out. That's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.